Trump and his inner party continue this assault on the First Amendment. And boy, I'll tell you, it's getting more and more intense and more similar to what any totalitarian regime does. Far left, far right, they're both the same. They're both fascist. And it's becoming more and more apparent, I think, to anyone who's paying attention, that one of Trump's primary goals, thanks to Steve Bannon, is to utterly destroy the confidence of the American people in a free press. Now, before you start bitching and yelling and say, boy, Malloy, are you stupid? We don't have a free press. I beg to differ. Yes, we do. We certainly do. Sometimes that freedom is wildly abused, as it is on anything connected to Rupert Murdoch. And sometimes that free press, because they weigh in the balance national interest or the public's right to know, and sometimes they come down on national interest, which is a form of censorship. But it's still a free press. If you've traveled to other countries, or if you have made yourself familiar with the press freedoms or lack thereof in other countries, I don't think you'll have any problem agreeing that in the United States we still have a free press. Trump, however, and his cadre of Nazis are determined to destroy it. Trump dubbed the news media today the enemy of the American people in one of his half-assed tweets. The news media, according to Trump, is the enemy of the American people. Here's his fucked up tweet in full. Quote, the fake news media, failing New York Times, NBC News, ABC, CBS, and CNN, is not my enemy. It is the enemy of the American people! Exclamation point. That tweet followed up a previous tweet that he deleted, in which he made a nearly identical attack. This is what the first one says. Quote, the fake news media, failing New York Times, CNN, NBC News, and many more, is not my enemy. It is the enemy of the American people. Sick. All caps. That is a prime directive for anyone who aspires to take control of a government and install totalitarianism of any sort, is to neuter and then destroy a free press and to replace it with a propaganda machine that only prints what the dear leader tells it to print. Now, in order to back up his craziness, he drew on the support of a drug-addled talk show host who used to travel to the Dominican Republic by himself. The Dominican Republic, I am sad to report, is well known among apparently groups that Limbaugh hangs out in. It's well known as a place where you can pick up children for sex. Remember that little incident when Limbaugh came back into, I guess it was Miami, and he came through customs, and they discovered one of those little brown bottles in his bag with one remaining Viagra and no prescription? And of course, just like his other drug stories, that one got buried because Rush Limbaugh is God. Well, so he says. Well, Trump defends his press conference, that gooey, dribbling, horrible mess yesterday, by citing a positive review from the Pig Man. The Pig Man said it was one of the most effective press conferences I've ever seen. Well, of course it was, you asshole. Of course it was. Anyway, the commander-in-chief, took to Twitter today to dispel the prevailing narrative in the media that he's just, it was just a debacle, that the press conference was somehow abnormal. Oh, really? Or maybe even unhinged. This bastard in chief, of course, went to the pig man for his support. Limbaugh provided his listeners a live listen to the Thursday presser, offering intermittent commentary whenever he felt the necessity. Unlike most political commentators, though, Limbaugh lauded the president's attacks on the press. He said that Trump was, quote, taking these people to school. Just what the doctor ordered. This is Donald Trump going over the head of the media right now to the American people, advancing his domestic agenda and being totally transparent with these people. They don't know how to get on the same stage that he's on. The American people are going to eat this up when they see it. End quote. Now, it's no secret that Rush Limbaugh has been the point of the fascist spear in this country for the past 30, 35 years. Rush Limbaugh is probably the worst thing that's ever happened to any sort of media in this country. But for some god-awful reason, the American Association of Broadcasters awarded this filthy son of a bitch the distinction of being included in the Radio Hall of Fame. And before you right-wing assholes email me, no, I'm not there. But Limbaugh is.